Ladies, listen up. I need y'all to pay attention because I'm about to drop some real grown man wisdom on you. See, a man that wants a relationship, he ain't hard to spot. You just got to stop listening to what he says and start watching what he does. So let's break it down. Here's 4 signs that man wants to lock it down with you. If a man wants you, really wants you, there ain't no such thing as too busy. That's the first thing you got to understand. See, when a man is serious about a woman, everything changes. His priorities shift, his schedule moves. He starts rearranging his day without even thinking twice, because suddenly what matters most is you. Now, I've heard all the excuses before. Oh, he's got a lot on his plate. He's working late. He's got this project. He's been really stressed. Look, I'm not saying men don't get busy. We do. Life is hectic. We got jobs, responsibilities, dreams we chasing. But when a man wants to build something real with a woman, when he sees her as his partner, that busy becomes just background noise, because a man will always make time for what he values. You ever seen a man get a new car? That man will wake up early on Sunday just to wash it. He'll read the manual. He'll look up videos on how to take care of it. Why? Because he values it. Now think about that for a second. If he can make time to detail his car, to go play basketball with his boys, to binge watch a show, you can't tell me he ain't got time to send you a text or pick up the phone. Nah, it's not that he doesn't have time. It's that he's not choosing to give you his time. Time is one of the clearest indicators of a man's interest. Not his words, not the good morning texts, not the I miss you messages that come at 11:30 at night. I'm talking about the kind of time that says, you matter to me. I want to be present with you. That's a whole different kind of language. It's not about how much time he has. It's about how he chooses to spend it. A man who is serious will initiate. He'll say, what are you doing Friday night? He won't just leave you hanging with some vague, we should hang out sometime. No, he'll come with a plan. I want to see you. Let's go out. Let's grab dinner. Let's do something together. And even if he can't spend every waking hour with you, you'll never feel like you're begging for a moment of his attention. He'll show up. He'll check in. He'll stay connected. Ladies, let me tell you something. If a man is always reaching out at the last minute, always calling you when everything else in his day is done, when he's bored or lonely, that ain't love. That ain't effort. That's convenience. Don't fall for that. A man who really wants you doesn't treat you like an afterthought. He makes you part of the plan. And here's the real truth. When a man is falling for you, he wants to be around you. He wants to hear your voice. He wants to share things with you. It's not a chore. It's not something he's doing just to keep you around. He's excited to see you. He's thinking about what you'd like. He's paying attention to your schedule. He's adjusting his own world just so you two can be in the same space, even for a little while. I've seen men who can't cook suddenly learning recipes because she said she liked Italian. I've seen men who never used to talk on the phone spending an hour just listening to her tell a story about her day. That's what happens when a man cares. He becomes available. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally. And trust me, when a man is present with you, you'll feel it. You won't have to guess. You won't have to analyze his every move or decode his text like you're in the CIA. He makes it clear, it don't mean he's perfect. It don't mean he won't get busy sometimes or have moments where life gets in the way. But even then, he communicates. He says, hey, this week's crazy, but I'm thinking about you. He makes that little bit of effort that tells you you're still on my mind. He might not be able to take you out that night, but he's already thinking about when he can. He doesn't ghost you. He keeps that connection alive. Now, if a man is always too busy, always distracted, always unreachable, listen to that. That's not a man who's ready. That's a man who's telling you without saying a word, you're not a priority to me. And I know it's hard to hear, but baby, it's better to hear that now than waste your time hoping for something that ain't gonna happen. There's a big difference between a man being busy and a man being unavailable. One is situational, the other is intentional. A man who's serious about you might be busy, but you'll never feel like you're chasing him. He'll meet you halfway or more. He'll let you know he's still here. That's how men act when they want something real. So I'm just trying to help you recognize what's real. Because love doesn't come with confusion, it comes with clarity. When he's showing up, when he's calling you first, when he's checking in, when he's planning dates, he's telling you everything you need to know. He wants this, he wants you. And if he's not doing that, if he's always the one reaching out, always the one trying to see him, always wondering where you stand, then baby, that man ain't ready for a relationship. Or at least not with you. The right man, you won't have to wonder. He'll make time because love, real love, shows up even when life gets busy. Now let me break this down for you because this right here is one of the clearest signs that a man is serious about you when he starts bringing you around his people. And I ain't talking about some random coworker he says hi to in the elevator. I'm talking about his real circle. His family, his boys, his mama. Because let me tell you something, men don't just bring anybody around the people that know them best. Nah, that ain't how we operate. See, a man's inner circle, that's sacred. That's his safe zone. That's where he's known. That's where all the masks come off. When you meet a man's people, you're stepping into his real world. And a man ain't going to risk putting someone in that space unless he sees potential, unless he sees you as someone who might actually be around for a while. Now, ladies, I know some of y'all have been in situations where you've been dating a man for weeks, sometimes months, and you still haven't met a soul in his life. Not a cousin, not a friend, not even his dog. And you're sitting there wondering, why am I still in this shadow? I'll tell you why. Because some men, they like to keep things private, not for protection, but for convenience. They want to keep their options open. They don't want to have to answer questions when the next girl comes around. They don't want people asking, hey, what happened to that one girl you brought around last month? But when a man is done playing, when he's looking to settle, when he meets a woman who makes him sit back and say, man, this might be it right here, that's when the introductions start happening. That's when he wants to show you off. That's when he wants to bring you into his world, not just through a text, but in person. Now, let me paint a picture for you. When a man invites you to a family barbecue, that's a big deal. When he says, hey, my sister's having a baby shower, want to come? That's him integrating you into his life. You ain't on the sidelines no more. You're in the circle. You're becoming part of his story. Because trust me, men don't invite just anybody to meet their mama. You ever met a black mama? She gonna ask you questions. She gonna look you up and down. She's the original lie detector. So if he's bringing you to meet her, that man is not playing. And it ain't just about family, it's about his friends too. A man's friends know everything. They know his habits. They know the girls he messed with in the past. They know what he's really like. So when he brings you around them, he's saying, look, y'all, this ain't just some fling. This right here is different, and you can always tell by how his friends treat you. They already know your name. They smile and say, oh, so you're the one he's been talking about. Baby, you're in. Because here's what y'all need to understand. Men talk to their friends, not in the same way y'all talk to your girlfriends. Y'all write a whole novel about a man after one date. But we talk, and when a man starts talking about you to his boys, when he's bringing you up in conversations, when he's saying things like, man, she got something different, or I could see myself settling down with her. That's real. That means you're not just a good time. You're a good fit. And don't get me wrong, some men move slow with this part. Some men are cautious. They've been burned before. They want to be sure. That's fair. But if it's been months and you still haven't met anyone in his life, that's a red flag, because a man who's serious about you wants to connect you with the people he loves. He wants to see how you fit in. He wants to see how you vibe with his world. It's about more than just socializing. It's about integration. See, love isn't just about the two of you in your own little bubble. It's about building a life. It's about community. It's about saying, this is my woman, and I want her to know the people who raise me, who support me, who challenge me. That's intimacy on another level. That's when things start getting real. And ladies, when you do meet his people, pay attention to how he introduces you. If he says, this is my friend, we got a problem. You're still in the gray zone. If he says, this is my girl, all right, now we're getting somewhere. If he says, this is my woman, my lady, my girlfriend, you in it now. You're official. You're not a maybe. You're a yes. Men don't play with titles when they're serious. They might be slow to get there, but once they're in, they're in. And you'll know, you'll feel it. He'll be proud to stand next to you. He'll be smiling when you're talking to his sister or laughing with his boys. Because when a man brings you into his circle, it's not just about showing you off. It's about watching how you fit into the life he's building. And sometimes it ain't even about big events. Sometimes it's the little things. He stops by his cousin's house and brings you with him. He invites you to chill with his friends while they watch the game. He FaceTimes his mom and hands you the phone to say hi. All those little things, they matter. They're signs, they're the everyday evidence that you're not just someone he's dating. You're someone he's building with. So next time you're wondering where you stand with a man, don't just listen to what he says. Watch who he introduces you to. See how he moves. Because a man who sees a future with you, he doesn't hide you. He honors you by bringing you into the space that matters most, his people. This is where the game really changes. When a man starts talking about the future and you keep showing up in that picture, that's not by accident. That ain't small talk. That's a sign, a big one. And I'm going to tell you something right now, ladies. When a man starts using words like we, not me, you better sit up and listen. Because that's when you know he's shifting from dating to planning. See, a man who's just having fun, he lives in the moment. Everything's about right now. What are we doing tonight? Want to come over? Let's hang out. It's all surface. It don't go deep. But a man who's thinking about building something real with you, he starts moving differently. He starts saying things like, we should take a trip next summer, or we should look into getting a place together. That man's mind is reaching into tomorrow, and he's bringing you with him. And let me be clear, men don't talk like that for no reason. Most of us don't just throw future talk around like it's candy. Nah, we only start talking that way when we're feeling something real, when we've made a decision, when we're seeing you as someone who could actually be part of the bigger picture. That's when we open that door to the future and start saying, come walk through it with me. It starts with little comments. He might say, man, I could see us doing this every weekend, or when I get that new job, I want to take you to celebrate. And you might brush it off thinking it's just sweet talk, but pay attention. That's a man mentally placing you in his future plans. That means he's already thinking long term. He's already picturing life with you in it. And baby, that's not something a man does unless he's serious. Now, sometimes it gets even deeper. He starts talking about family, about kids, about what kind of father he wants to be. And he's not just talking about it abstractly. He's asking what you think, how many kids you want, what kind of house you'd like, where you'd want to raise a family. That man is trying to align his future with yours. That man is making sure y'all are on the same page because he's already looking at you like his partner. That's when you know things have moved past just dating. That's not casual. That's intentional. A man doesn't sit up talking about marriage, commitment, goals unless he sees potential in the woman he's talking to. So when he starts opening up like that, when he's talking about 5 years from now and asking what you want, don't ignore that. That's a man inviting you to build with him. But let me tell you the flip side. If you've been dating a man for months and he never mentions the future, never talks about next month, let alone next year, doesn't ask you where you see yourself in 5 years, baby, he ain't thinking about going there with you. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy, but it means he's not seeing this as something long term. He's living for the moment. And you deserve someone who's planning for more than that. A man who's ready for a relationship, a real one, doesn't just ask, what do you want to eat tonight? He's asking, what do you want out of life? Where do you see yourself living? What's your dream job? He's trying to understand you. He's collecting puzzle pieces so he can start building that picture of the future with you in the center of it. And it's not just about words either. A man's future focus shows in his actions. He might start budgeting better, taking his job more seriously, working on his credit. Why? Because he knows that if he wants to have a future with you, he's got to be the kind of man who can provide, protect, and partner up. A grown man with real intentions isn't just talking about the future, he's preparing for it. I've seen men go from drifting through life to locking in, getting focused once they meet the right woman. Suddenly, he's not going out every weekend. He's not spending money recklessly. He's building, he's growing, because now he's not just thinking about himself, he's thinking about y'all. That's what love does. It expands a man's vision. It makes him think bigger, dream bigger. And here's another thing. When a man includes you in his future, he's not just doing it to flatter you. He's testing the waters too. He wants to see how you respond. Are you excited? Do you brush it off? Are you scared? Are you on the same page? Because a man who's thinking long term doesn't want to walk that road alone. He wants to know, is she walking beside me? So those future-focused conversations, they're a window into his heart and also a mirror reflecting what he hopes to see in you. Ladies, don't be afraid of that kind of talk. Don't downplay it. If you feel the same, lean into it. Share your vision. Talk about your dreams. Let him see that his plans and your plans might actually fit together. Because love, when it's real, is not just about right now. It's about where we're going. It's about legacy. It's about building something that lasts. So if you're with a man who's including you in his plans, who's dreaming with you, who's laying out goals and saying, let's get there together, that's the kind of man who's not just dating for fun. That's a man who's dating for forever. A lot of people don't talk about enough a man's emotions. See, when a man wants something real, when he's thinking relationship, not a situationship, not a fling, but a real thing, you'll start seeing something rare, his vulnerability. And let me tell you something, when a man opens up emotionally, that ain't casual. That's not something we just do on a Tuesday because we're bored. That means something. Now, I need you to understand this. Men are taught to keep it all in. We grew up hearing things like, man up, don't cry, don't be soft. So we learn how to build walls. We learn how to mask our feelings. Even when we're hurting, we pretend like we're good. Even when we care, we play it cool. Because being emotional, showing our heart, that's risky. That's uncomfortable. And for some men, that's even terrifying. But you want to know when all that starts to shift? When we meet a woman who makes us feel safe. When we meet someone we trust with the truth. That's when the mask starts slipping. That's when we stop performing, stop pretending, and start showing up as we really are. And ladies, let me tell you, if a man is letting you in like that,